This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 4th day of March in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. In response to concerns from some civil society groups that there may be lapses of oversight and transparency in relation to government projects because of the pace at which decisions are being made by the government, President Irfan Ali on Thursday said his government has no plans to slow down. In a statement that was endorsed by 11 civil society groups, including Transparency Institute Guyana, the Guyana Human Rights Association, and the National Two-Shows Council, the Policy Forum Guyana group expressed worry that the bewildering pace and range of official decision-making is rendering the government accountable to no one. The groups also hammered the government for not engaging the opposition on major national issues, while removing some safeguards for transparency from the Natural Resources Fund Act, reducing the powers of the Environmental Protection Agency, and replacing the head of the Guyana and Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative with a high-profile party supporter. In response, President Ali said his government is focused on keeping its manifesto promises and the targets that it has set for itself.
Let me be clear. We are going to move at even an accelerated pace to ensure that commitments we made to the people of this country are realized, and that our social contract on which we were elected must be achieved.
According to the president, the government has not been sidestepping issues of accountability and transparency. He said the undertakings of his government are well discussed in the public domain.
Every single project that we are pursuing, if it is not approved in the National Assembly, in the National Parliament, you will see expression of interest. All these projects are discussed in the public domain. We have established a clear vision for the transformation of our country. We have established a clear vision for the economic development of our country. But it is clear that there are some organizations that are convenient with the truth and that are political in nature, and they cannot help themselves. They cannot help themselves and their political bias. And I do not have an issue if these organizations inherently have a political bias or a political agenda, but they must not hide under the cloak of independence.
But the civil society groups in their statements said the essence of accountability is the provision of trustworthy information. The group said the country is at a stage right now where citizens rely on sources pieced together by the media, anecdotes from an energy conference, remarks of visiting dignitaries, or the latest foreign investor unveiling his plans for information. The group said that control of information in an ethnically and politically polarized society is particularly toxic. The Policy Forum Guyana group and the other partners said when dealing with the future of society issues such as gas pipeline, a controversial hydroelectric scheme, expanded oil exploration, and deposit of 30 tons and counting of toxic waste daily on the coastland, the current decision-making process is nothing less than frightening and intolerable. It was also noted by the groups that they believe their concerns are similar to those reflected in the recent U.S. government report, Democracy, Human Rights and Governance Assessment Guyana, which states it is incumbent on the government, parliament and the citizens to reach across the racial and ethnic divide to come to a common vision of a new national development plan. Political favorism towards one ethnic group is especially worrisome as Guyana is on the cusp of unprecedented economic transformation, that report noted. President Ali in his response appeared unapologetic for the decision-making posture of his government.
This is the first country in the world where we have people complaining about the pace at which government is going. What nonsense! It's nonsensical, it's ridiculous, it is laughable that someone will complain about the pace at which government is going. If there are questions, we are ready and willing and have been consistently answering those. But I just want to make it very clear that no one should believe that they will derail the development agenda of our country.
The civil society groups believe the government needs to modify the legislation governing the Natural Resource Fund and to ensure the selection processes in both the NRF and GYEITI are credible, transparent, trustworthy, and in the national interest, rather than partisan interest. More news coming up in just a moment.
How fast is fiber? Think fast. GTT Fiber has 3 packages with download speeds of 50, 100, and 150 megabits per second. That's fast enough to stream movies and music, to chat with Gran and Fran, to study, and more. What would you do? Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
In just 2 years, oil production earned Guyana a whopping $608 million. These funds are being used to build bridges, roads, and other infrastructure to improve the lives of all Guyanese.
Live your fantasy at Fantasy Gaming Lounge. Win big daily. Millions in cash prizes every week. Now located at Giftland Mall, Fantasy Gaming Lounge, the best bet in town.
Social media is a great way to stay connected, and let's face it, who doesn't like likes? Whether you're showing off that great outfit or celebrating a work promotion, your first priority should be staying safe online. So shop only on secure websites, those with URLs that begin with HTTPS. Never overshare, including your location with strangers online. Configure your Facebook privacy settings to only share your photos and other personal information with family and close friends. You can be social, but it's important to be safe online.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
It's here! Introducing the MyGPL Customer Portal, a convenient way to access all your account information in one location. To sign up, it's easy. Simply go to https://my.gplinc.com. After signing up, you will receive a confirmation email. Once logged in, view your postpaid account, monitor your consumption, view current charges and payment history, retrieve current and previous bills, and submit meter readings. MyGPL Customer Portal. Access to all your account information from your PC, tablet, or mobile phone at your convenience. Sign up today. For more information, contact our customer call center on 226-2600.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Come get your Buster, Buster $100.
Let's tell you now that social and political activist Mark Benchcop has written to the head of the Special Organized Crime Unit of the Guyana Police Force, requesting an investigation into the claims made against Vice President Barrett Jagdeo during that sit-down interview with the U.S. news network Vice. The Vice President has repeatedly denied the allegations leveled against him, that he demanded and accepted bribes from Chinese businesses for them to be guaranteed big government contracts. The allegations were first put to the Vice President by the Vice News correspondent, who quoted statements that were reportedly made by a Chinese businessman operating in Guyana, who was a close friend of the Vice President. There have been calls for the allegations to be investigated, but there has been no move in that direction by the police. In his letter to the SOCU head, the political activist Mark Benchcop said the allegations of corrupt practices which allegedly involve the vice president are deserving of being investigated by the Special Organized Crime Unit, which was established to, among other things, investigate financial crimes. Mr. Benchcop also reminded that any allegation of bribe or corruption attributed to a government official in order to execute government duty or work, award contracts, or etc., constitutes a crime against state and must be reported and investigated. He reminded the SOCU head that denial of the allegation is not sufficient to remove doubt or secure public confidence in government or that particular official. The government of Guyana has been pushing back against the allegations that have been leveled against the vice president. The Vice News Agency is still to complete and release its final report from the interviews it did. The number of active COVID-19 cases in the country has fallen to under 400, the lowest number of active cases in more than 2 months. Since February, the number of new COVID-19 infections has been on the decline as more persons complete their vaccination regimen and those who are fully vaccinated got their booster shots. In the past 24 hours, a total of 22 new cases were recorded from more than 750 tests that were done. Since the start of this month, 3 deaths and 103 new cases were recorded. The month of February saw a total of 2,812 new cases and 49 deaths. In January, the country saw a whopping 20,536 new cases and 116 deaths. The large number of new cases in January was blamed on the presence of the Omicron variant of the virus here in Guyana. Only last week, the Caribbean Public Health Agency confirmed that the Omicron variant was indeed present in Guyana. With the numbers now under decline 2 years into the pandemic, the Ministry of Health is still encouraging persons not to let their guards down. And those who may be at a higher risk are encouraged to take extra precautions and ensure that they are fully vaccinated.
Booster doses have been going up incrementally. So we are now at 51,925. And again, we just want to appeal to people and to encourage people. If you're eligible for a booster dose, please come and get your doses.
More than 64% of Guyana's adult population is now fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Well, with Acting Police Commissioner Nigel Harpy set to proceed in his pre-retirement leave this month, the search is set to begin for a new Commissioner of Police. The next senior rank is Deputy Police Commissioner Paul Williams. However, since the PP Civic government took office, 2 other senior officers have also been acting as Deputy Police Commissioners. But their substantive ranks are below that of the Deputy Commissioner Williams. A Commissioner of Police is appointed by the President following meaningful consultation with the Leader of the Opposition and the Chairman of the Police Service Commission, in keeping with the Constitution. In an interview with News Source, President Irfan Ali said he intends to follow the constitutional requirements governing the appointment of the Commissioner of Police.
In accordance with the Constitution, when the time comes for the appointment of a Commissioner of Police, that process will be followed as defined by the Constitution of Guyana. There is no need for second guessing. There is no need for second guessing. When the time comes for appointment, the process established in the Constitution will be followed. Don't worry about that.
The President had come under criticism from the Chairman of the last Police Service Commission, Paul Slow, who accused the President of attempting to influence the work of the Commission by requesting the promotion of specific ranks of the police force. The President denied he made any such request. Slow and the members of the last Police Service Commission were suspended until the life of the Commission ended last year. 3 days after ranks of the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit found over 2 pounds of cocaine pellets during an operation, 2 men were marched before the courts today to face drug trafficking charges. The 2 accused, 49-year-old Ron Reed and 45-year-old Nigel Dundas, appeared before Magistrate Lerone Daly and denied the allegations made against them. The court was told that on the 2nd of March in the West Rheinfeld area, the 2 were found with over 100 cocaine-filled pellets, which carried a combined weight of over 2 pounds. Kanu said the cocaine carries a street value of just over 1.2 million Guyana dollars. Attorney Bernard De Silva, who was representing Ron Reed in the matter, said his client was forced into the house where the cocaine was found. The attorney also said his client does not live at the address and did not have the cocaine in his possession. The attorney representing the other accused told the court that there are several other persons living in the same property and no proper investigation was carried out. However, the prosecutor said the two accused were the only persons at the house when the bust was made. The magistrate remanded the two men to jail until the 8th of April, when the matter will continue. A tax supervisor who was attached to a local financial management company and was fingered in a multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme was today charged and placed on bail after making her first court appearance. The accused 31-year-old Solana Wills worked at the Lebrun's financial management and tax consultancy company. Today, she appeared before Magistrate Leron Daly and faced 6 embezzlement charges. She pleaded not guilty to all 6 charges. It was alleged in court that between the 1st of October and the 20th of December last year, the woman embezzled some $3.1 million from the finance company. The accused was reportedly responsible for collecting and making NIS and GRA payments for a number of companies, but it was later realized that while the money was collected from the clients, it was never paid over to the relevant agencies on behalf of those clients. The clients first started to complain, and that triggered an internal investigation by the finance company, leading to police investigators being called in, and charges were eventually filed in the matter. The accused was granted bail in the sum of $200,000 and will make her next court appearance later this month.
In addition to 2% royalty, did you know that Guyana earns 50% of the profits from oil production? More than any one of the Stabroek Block co-venturers, ExxonMobil, Hess and Sinnock. And by 2026, the government is expected to export 50 million barrels of oil per year, which can earn as much as $4 billion.
Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc. Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Sol Guyana Inc.
Live your fantasy at Fantasy Gaming Lounge. Win big daily. Millions in cash prizes every week. Now located at Giftland Mall, Fantasy Gaming Lounge, the best bet in town. It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
We've got exciting news! All 12-ounce yellow cab Buster are now only $100. Buster, live in
Come
full
get
color.
your Buster, Buster $100. Dollar, come get your Buster, Buster $100. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, hundreds of prisoners on remand for murder are now free to apply to judicial officers to consider bail for them in Trinidad and Tobago. Delivering an oral decision yesterday afternoon, Chief Justice Ivor Archie and appellate judges Mira Dean Amor and Malcolm Holdip dismissed an application from the Attorney General to continue to stay its recent judgment on the constitutionality of Section 5.1 of the Bail Act of 1994, which previously precluded judicial officers from considering bail for persons accused of murder. Despite the appeal court's ruling on the suspension of the judgment, the effects of the landmark case can still possibly be put on hold, as the Attorney General's office is expected to apply to the United Kingdom-based Privy Council for a similar stay, pending the determination of its final appeal. In its ruling, the appeal panel agreed with lawyers representing former murder accused Akil Charles, who brought a substantive constitutional challenge, and the Law Association, who was joined as an interested party, who both claimed that the appeal court did not have the jurisdiction to grant a stay, following its ruling on the constitutionality of the legislation. The Chief Justice noted that the court only had the jurisdiction to grant a stay if the case dealt with monetary compensation or ordering a party to perform a task, but not if it concerned declarations seeking to protect fundamental constitutional rights, as in the Charles case. Argentina has sealed a $45 billion debt deal with the International Monetary Fund, the country's government and the IMF said yesterday. It came after talks ironed out final wrinkles of an initial agreement reached back in January. In a statement, they said after intense negotiations, the national government managed to seal a deal with the IMF. The economy ministry also noted. The IMF said the two sides had reached a staff-level agreement on a 30-month extended fund facility, including a program to tame high inflation, reduce money printing to finance the fiscal deficit, and deliver positive real interest rates. The deal, which will roll over a failed $57 billion credit facility from 2018, is key to the grains-producing country stabilizing its crisis-hit economy amid rampant inflation and dwindling foreign currency reserves. Argentina has now had 22 bailouts by the IMF. But the Western Funds Department director said in a press statement that this time will be different because it is based on realistic goals. And finally tonight, international news. Legendary Australian leg spinner Shane Warne, one of the greatest cricketers of all time, has died of a suspected heart attack at the age of 52. Warne took 708 test wickets, the second most of all time, in 145 matches across a stellar 15-year international career. He was found unresponsive in his villa on the Thai island. Warne helped Australia win the 1999 50 Over World Cup and claimed 293 dismissals in 194 one-day internationals between 1993 and 2005. In 2000, he was named one of the 5 Wisden cricketers of the century, alongside Sir Donald Bradman, Sir Garfield Sobers, Sir Jack Hobbs, and Sir Viv Richards. He retired from international cricket in 2007, following Australia's 5-0 Ashes clean sweep of England at home. Warne also retired from first-class and List A cricket later that year, ending a 7-year spell with Hampshire, who he had captained since 2004. He continued to play 2020 franchise cricket until retiring from all formats in 2013. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.